I'm not very good at disc golf, and that makes me reasonably mad on a daily basis. This series is just me trying to fix that. If you're new to this series, the format is pretty simple. I start with 10 stock forehands, then I move into approximately 25 practice forehands, working on something specific in my form. Then I go into 10 max power forehands, looking for maximum distance. Then we do the exact same format for backhand. Here's my current distance goals for the off season. Now into the actual video. Alright, first things first, I have got myself a new net. It still kind of sucks, it just doesn't suck as bad as the old one. The old one was that big green one that wasn't even designed for disc golf, it was designed for golf balls, so this is at least an improvement based on that. It's still not great, and it's kind of flimsy, and I'm like 70% sure the disc is just going to go straight through it at some point, but it's alright, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Anyway, for the form that we're going to be working on today, in large part it's the same as last time, but we do have one addition. I'm still working on keeping this elbow moving out and staying up through the shot, but in addition to that, I'm going to be working on more of a release timing thing at the same time. What I currently do is I do a little bit of rounding, so my disc kind of starts a little too far this way, then it has to move way out to this side to get around my body, and then it snaps back to the right at the end. And so there's this circular motion through the shot. I'm trying to get rid of that. I'm trying to make it a little more straight in line the whole way through. For the forehands, I have no additions to what I've been working on previously. I'm still just going to try and keep as much space as possible between my right elbow and my rib cage. Again, trying to stop myself from doing my previous mistake where my elbow just rams into the back of my rib cage or my hip bone or whatever that is, and it causes the disc to eject right here as opposed to getting all the way through the shot. With that out of the way, let's get started with about 25 practice backhands. Alright, while I'm working on my stock backhand here, I wanted to go over a couple things about the form that I think are interesting to point out. First things first, this is not the worst position ever. I have a fairly straight line between my disc, my elbow, and my shoulder. That's mostly where I'm trying to aim. This is the move that starts to get us in a little bit of trouble. This disc is really stuck behind my body, so no matter what, I kind of have to wrap it around from here on out to get anywhere near the target. I'm trying to hit that left center of the net, but I yank it over to the right side, as you saw there. And so that's a move that I've been playing with for a long time. It's something that's definitely going to be a little bit tricky to get rid of because of that. It's definitely not a consistency move, so that's the driver for trying to get rid of it. Alright, that just went okay. I wouldn't say that went great, but I don't know. That's like working on anything. You can't get it right the first time. Now let's move on to some max power backhands. Try a little bit harder. Now while we're working on the max backhands, I want to mostly reiterate the same thing. That's not the worst position, but here I'm a little bit stuck again, and so I can still save it. I can still kind of keep my elbow up and cast my arm out to the left side of the net, but nope, just yank it over. Kind of split my knuckle open on that one. Ouch. It's alright. We march onward. I think I gotta want it a little more. I'm slacking. Alright, definitely some success in there. I don't really handle the numbers right away, so I'll obviously just put on the screen however that went, but let's move on to some forehands. Like an idiot, I did not actually press the record button on the 25 practice forehands, so instead we're just going to jump straight into the 10 stock forehands. That one in particular is sad. That got grounded so early that it went 96 feet. I would say that I could putt that far, but I can't even do that. Alright, those stock forehands were particularly underwhelming. I am fairly disappointed, to put it bluntly, which means that we have to release some anger in the max forehands. So if this doesn't send me to the hospital, then I'm not trying hard enough. It's that simple. The 15-degree launch is killing us. I'm not trying to throw spike hyzers, but that's what it looks like. Alright, fairly disappointing showing on the forehand. A little bit of success on the backhand, which was good to see. I'll definitely have to rethink what I'm working on my forehand going forward, because at this point it's always pain-free, which is nice, but you know, throwing harder at a certain point just starts collapsing your form, and that's where I'm at with my forehand. I don't really know what to work on next, so I'll have to think about that. Anyway, thank you for watching.